Hello everyone, how we doing?
Welcome to Messed Up, Episode 2,
Episode 2.
Father and Son.
We promised not to talk about shopping in this one. This one was pretty about shopping.
Yeah, it was a little bit supermarket focused,
Yeah,
but we'll move on from that.
it was a good ride. Hope everyone's been well. We've been pretty good.
Yeah,
We're doing
it's
alright.
been a fairly good week.
Yeah,
Back again for more.
yeah. Let's get into it. Could be any topics? I have a couple that I might
Okay, go for it.
approach here.
Fire away.
Group work chats. So you work with people, and then they're like, "Oh, we've got this work chat. We're gonna start. Join up." So everyone joins up, and then next thing you know, you're getting you're getting abused, or you're getting photos of things that have gone wrong at work on your days off. And what do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
I've never been privy to it. I've never been a part of it. I've always been a person that once I've done my day's work or
Yeah,
left work, I've left it behind, and you know, and nowadays it's actually illegal to bring, or have contact with people when they've finished their day. There was a law that was introduced, I don't know, maybe 18 months ago that
true.
yes, you could not actually contact your employees outside of work hours.
That's one-to-one, right? Because it's like a group chat sort of.
Yeah, I guess group chats are slightly different because I just wouldn't be a part of a group chat
Yeah.
for work.
Okay.
I would distance myself from it because I feel that you get paid whilst you're at work.
Mm.
You do your job, and whether you do that right or wrong.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a continuation of your colleagues or bosses contacting you beyond your hours of work. That should be addressed when you go back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a weird one for you.
yeah, it's certainly not something that,
Because
it's obviously it shows a difference in age demographic as well.
yeah,
Um,
I think I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of common almost now. Where yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, we've got this group chat, join up," and then people be they'll talk about things at work, or sometimes they'll just like, I don't know, they use it like Instagram. They'll just share this. It's like funny. I don't know.
okay.
I guess they're trying to involve people and make everyone feel like a group, but in a way, it almost makes you. Well, me personally, it makes me
Cringe.
yeah a bit, and then like you don't want to hear about stuff on your days off. You kind of want to, like my wife. She's started a job like probably a month or two ago. At like a cafe, and they've got a group chat. Just as an example, and then one of the previous jobs I had that, and it's just like a growing thing. But and in fact, I think it's like one of the main reasons I left one of my jobs was that something wasn't cleaned or something, and these things happen, especially in the kitchen.
Well,
And then it's like, boom, there you go. Have that on your day off to think about. And for me, it's a bit like, fuck, it's a bit.
I just feel that everything regarding work should be addressed with at work. So, if issues come up or there are problems or there's the need, not to use nursing terms, but there's a need for a handover, it should happen at work. There should be
Yeah.
either it should be a verbal discussion or a written discussion. And I don't even think that, I think it's inappropriate to actually, message people on their phones.
Yeah.
And unless there's,
Mutual.
a change or to an expectation. Say, for instance, your starting time or something like
Yeah,
that. I get that, but
like an update, like this person has left unfortunately, but we've got someone new coming in, something like that.
Yeah. And so that could be messaged or emailed, but I just think it's an invasion of your personal time.
Yeah.
And I think the people that I won't say the people that do their best work, but I think the people that work well are those people that can have their time off, they remove themselves from that situation,
Yeah.
and then they come back into the working environment and then they go, hard, let's say. But if it's a constant process of, on your days off and
Yeah.
time away from work where you're getting contacted, wow, I, I would remove myself from
It's
that
almost like you
situation.
never leave. You leave work, but it's still in your pocket. And one thought I did have, because it's so like relevant at the moment with my partner and that, is maybe only like managers and like the people in charge or that have a significant role should be able to talk in it just for like an update or for like a
Yes. Yeah.
I mean whatever it might be. But when you have like every level of staff, like full respect,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
every level of staff like chipping in or I mean for some people maybe it makes them feel involved and stuff, like they feel like part of something, but I mean
Yeah, no.
yeah, like you said, I find it a little bit cringe. And
No, I don't think it's healthy. And I think nowadays there's so much emphasis on mental well-being and the pressure that individuals are put under by different circumstances. I think that if there's a like, as I said, I would like just this is my resignation. See you later. Because I would not want to be part of that. And it's not like in my time of working, and I've worked since 84, 85, so it's a fair amount of time. It's not like I haven't received phone calls from bosses, like you said, like super bosses. That's but I would never want to be involved in a situation where everyone that I work with contacts is in a group and they're sharing messages and I mean I am different to you in the sense we didn't have mobile phones when I first started working. We if you wanted to call someone you had to call the home phone.
yeah,
And then if you wanted to block someone, you just didn't answer the phone.
yeah.
That's what you did.
Or I guess you could call work if you had a problem, or they could call you, or you know.
Yeah.
Generally, I think it should be how- I think there shouldn't be the group chat thing personally, and
Absolutely.
I think it should be wait until they come to work next, have that talk with them, make it personal.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I mean, I've worked for organisations now where if you need to come in for a meeting or like there's a group team meeting or so, you get paid for that. So
Yeah.
how can it be suffice for them to communicate with you through email, messaging, phone call when you're not working? And if that's the case, then you should get paid for that. Well, get paid for it. Don't interrupt my downtime.
Yeah. I'm leaving work. I'm leaving work.
I think it probably indicates that the businesses that operate like that are micromanaging. They're not actually looking at it in a big picture sense. There are companies now that operate and they're happy for their staff to work from home because they know that okay, they might do their solid 8 hours a day at home, but they're actually more efficient. They're happier. They're having less downtime, and they're still able to complete what needs to be done. So.
I feel like COVID was a big big eye opener for. I mean, it's almost cliche at this point, but it was like a big eye opener to what people can actually do just being at home. You know, there's costs involved and yeah,
Well,
mental health and
it probably led to a fair amount of, building complexes in cities not being utilised anymore.
sure.
I don't know the statistics on that, but
Yeah.
once upon a time, cities would be full of offices, buildings, offices, and nowadays it tends to be, and this is just my observation,
Yeah.
and it might be incorrect, but nowadays in cities there tends to be a lot more people living in those, building complexes. They're apartments rather than office blocks.
Yeah.
And I think that's, an indication that a lot of what people were doing beforehand, traveling, 2-3 hours a day to get to work into busy city environments, to do their office style work,
Yeah.
it does not need, is not required now. They can, they can probably be more efficient at home doing that.
Cut out that travel and that
Yeah, and
stress, traffic.
it would be interesting to see the statistics on, time, pollution, cars, all of those things.
Yeah.
I'm sure businesses have worked out ways to still make plenty of money out of it.
But kind of funny too, the first two things we talk about, they're a bit like, you know what I mean? Because on one hand, group chats like don't want that, but on the other hand, if people are working from home, you kind of need that. So
Yeah, but it should only still be during work hours.
yeah, okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
and that's a requirement. Back in the '90s, I worked in
semi-flexible.
in Melbourne, and used to have to drive. When I first started at this job that I worked for, I'd travel an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half to 2 hours to get home. And the job that I was doing, I didn't need to necessarily be there from 9 to 5. So I talked with my boss, and he said, "Well, why don't you start at 7 and finish at 3?" And that reduced my travel time. If I was traveling 3 to 3.5 hours a day, that reduced my traveling time by an hour and a half.
Yeah,
And so it just meant that I got up earlier, I drove in, I avoided, the major, log jam of traffic, and then I was able to drive home, in the 3 o'clock period, which was certainly better than 5 o'clock period.
worked for both of you, kind of.
Yeah, it meant that, I wasn't spending 13, 14 hours a day for my job. And it also meant that when I got there, I was, I felt better about myself. I knew I'd finish at a time that would mean that I'd get home quicker too. And so, I'd get home before 5 o'clock, for 4:30.
Before the bulk of the traffic.
Yeah, whereas if you left at 5 o'clock, you'd be lucky to get home by 7.
And that leaves a bit of a bad taste in your mouth almost going into the next day.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, and it's continuous.
Even before work too, if you have to, an extra hour or whatever for the traffic.
And putting that back, with the company contacting people constantly outside of their working hours, or just it mightn't necessarily be, company. It could just be individual, but I think that's adding this mental, turmoil to your day that I don't think is necessary.
Yeah, it's almost a semi expectation as well that you would check the chat, or that you would, know what's going on. Or talk about it,
Well, I even know, like now, like in, I don't have my phone with the notifications turned on. Never.
Yeah.
I don't want to be invasive into my life.
Yeah. That's another good one actually.
Well,
I know some people need phones on them at work, but me in a kitchen or a butcher or pretty much whatever I'm doing, unless I started something new where I needed it all the time, I'm not a fan of having my phone on me at work. I think it's uncomfortable, it's heavy, it's a distraction. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of that. And some people just
Oh,
always have it right next to them.
mm,
I guess some people do need it because they're expecting important calls or whatever. But you know, like kids and you know people that are just coming in the workforce. You know, come on, man. You
no,
really need your phone on you all the time.
I think it's become like you know, there's always going to be, you know, when I was this age, you know, and,
Yeah.
you know, nowadays, but there were no phones.
Yeah.
You know, so you went to work, you did, you know, your 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever it is. You had no communication with people outside of your workforce. And
To me, that's almost therapeutic a little bit.
well,
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
you know, to a level.
Mm.
And now I've worked in different industries, and you know, I've worked in areas where you know we're caring for people, and there are people that are working that are on their phone watching YouTube clips, TikTok,
Yeah.
sending messages. You know, you walk into rooms and they'll be in there like you know mess. And it's
Yeah.
like you're actually getting paid to like
Save
care
that,
for people.
save that for the toilet, mate.
Why is go to the toilet, spend
Yeah. At
spend
least
your extra 5 minutes in there.
yes.
That's so much more hygienic.
Because now you're affecting me as well. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally, when I go to work, I just I never consider leaving it on me. And to me, that's like it's like a good shut off. Like you go to work, put in your hours. When you're done work, you can check your phone. You know, like it's a nice little bit of balance. You know,
Yeah.
it might seem small, but with how much technology is going on right now and how much phone time I have outside of work, I don't need it. I don't need it. You know. Um, mm,
Okay, I've got one for you then.
yeah.
Name your two favourite songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's almost impossible.
I'll give you some time because I'll name mine. Okay, but you need to think. So, and when I say two favourite songs, I think your your favourite song changes with how you feel. Um, you know, different moods, different times, different attitudes, different company.
Yeah.
But I think two outstanding songs for me that I could listen to. One of them. No. I'll just say I can listen to these two songs, and they make me reflect. They make me think about life. They make me happy.
Yeah.
One of them makes me a little bit sad, but at the same time, still it's all embracing.
Sadness can be happy.
Yeah. And so the first one of mine is REM.
Okay.
Everybody Hurts.
Yeah. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
But it's also beautiful.
Good instruments and stuff too.
Oh, yeah. Just like an REM, like I think probably one of the most underrated bands because
Stand for something.
REM.
Because REM is like the sleep that good
Rapid
sleep you
eye?
get to.
No,
Is
rapid eye.
is that what that is?
Yeah,
REM sleep.
yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Rapid eye movement is REM sleep.
Yeah.
So your eyes like when you're sleeping.
It's when you're dreaming, I believe. And if I'm wrong,
How cool.
put it in the comments because we want feedback, we want comments, we want you guys to get involved in what we're talking about. Because
why are they called REM? Is that's no?
no, it is.
So that is why they're called REM.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because
I'm 90,
that's even better.
91% sure.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of connection.
And the second song, just to flip things totally around, and that's what I like about life. Oh, look, Eminem would be up there.
Yeah.
But the one I'm choosing for this minute is Hilltop Hoods,
Oh, okay.
Nosebleed Section.
Wow. All right.
I love it. It's just such a. And yeah, I love a song that the name of it is not necessarily the most spoken verse in the song because I guess if you listen to the song, and you had to
No,
guess the next, you would go, oh, it's the front row section,
Yeah.
but it's actually not. It's the opposite. It's not the spleen section, and I love the fact that they're Australian, that they're different, and there's nothing wrong with some Australian classic songs, but I think this is a modern day classic Australian song that
Okay.
yeah, and I think it was number 2 in the Triple J's top 100.
Wow.
Yeah, which is massive.
It's funny you say that because yeah, I always say I listen to quite a bit of Aussie hip hop, working in kitchens and stuff. There's a lot of passionate Aussie hip hop lovers. But me myself, I love rap and I love hip hop, but Aussie hip hop, I just don't have the same connection. I don't know what it is. I just don't have the same, ironically,
Connection?
growth with it, or yeah, because maybe my love for hip hop came from like basketball and like that
Yes.
sort of culture
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
bouncing, but also the bass and and like playing like 2K and
Yeah. Like
yeah
don't that's actually a side story.
yeah
What year was it?
when you were playing.
Yeah. Would have been like 90, 2000. No, I'm adding up. Would have been like 2012,
No,
mate? No?
it would have been 2008, 2009.
Okay. Dylan,
So it's
what's the name of the game?
like NBA 2K. NBA 2K.
Yeah.
we made
Dylan was like addicted to it.
Yeah.
And
Just my career too, not like my team or any of that.
so how old were you? You were like 12,
I
13,
don't know.
14, 15,
Hang on. Let me do my maths now.
95-year-old.
Thanks. So that's 17, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to, like, he would get home from school, and I think I was in hospitality at that time. And so I'd come home I would do split shifts. Start at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. Was yeah. Split shifts, that's another working topic. Like, let's just say this.
Yeah.
If you work a split shift, you should get paid for those 2 or 3 hours in the day. I'm not saying it at full quota.
Yeah.
You should get paid for those 2 or 3, 50% or so, because it is not fair. It is seriously not fair. Who goes to work for 4 hours, goes home for 2.5 hours, and goes back to work for 4 or 5 hours? That is not fair. That is seriously unfair.
And it's even less sometimes because sometimes you linger around a little bit after you know what I mean, not like straight out the door, and then you got to take the time.
You're driving to work twice. You're driving home from work twice. But people that don't work hospitality don't probably think about that or consider that. But so I would come home, and when Dylan got home from school, the first thing he'd do, aside from eat a bowl of cereal, would be go and play. What's it called?
2K.
2K.
What's that? When was I shooting at that? Because I used to shoot hoops.
It was a basketball game.
I used to shoot hoops a lot.
Yeah, you did, but and then I'd come home from work at 8, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, at night, and he would still be playing, and I'd be like, Dylan, go to bed, like he would. And sometimes now this went on for about 2 or 3 months. This continuous cycle, and I got to a stage where I was like, you know what, Dylan, go to bed. And he'd go to bed, and then I'd start to play. And I got so addicted to this game. Like, I would go from 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. And in this game, you created a player that was your player in the basketball team. And, other people are going to be watching this and going, yeah, okay, we know that. That's stupid of you. But this is for those people who don't know. Okay. And my player's name,
Alejandro Alenchev.
I thought, because every time your player did well, the announcer, see would announce your player's name. Like if you
Yeah.
shot a basket, hoop or, put a block in, he would say this player's name. So I decided I was going to pick the longest name that was available. First name and second name. And his name was
Alejandro Alenichev.
Yes. He was a rush player. He was a big, bulky guy. And I ended up actually getting to the stage where I couldn't play anymore because he completed everything. And I was so distraught, and I had withdrawals for
Yeah.
3 or 4 months. And I never wanted to play the game again because I was so disheartened. So, but
The craziest part was every time I would play in my career, there would be like a bug or a crash or something wrong would happen at the end of the season, and I couldn't actually complete the season with my player. He ended up finishing his player before I could get mine. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Also, he made it sound so hard. She said like, just go to bed. It was more like, oh, what are you playing? It was more like,
yeah.
and then I would go to bed because I had to school.
And sometimes, exactly. Sometimes I
And
sit there and
then he told me about it the next day.
Yeah.
My player's going pretty good.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. How
Which-
did we get there?
I don't know. But I just thought of another.
Songs. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 songs, Dill.
That's so hard, man.
If you can't think of 2 songs, you're going to have to think a bit longer. One of my favourite stories of being a good dad was there was one morning. I think I had the day off because I used to get Sundays and Mondays off, I think, and it might have been a Monday morning. And my partner at the time, I think she woke me up at like 9:30 and said, "Oh, Dylan's missed the bus to school. He's still in bed." Like don't get me wrong, Dylan's a solid worker, a good person, but geez, he loves his sleep. And he is one of the hardest people on the planet to wake up.
Yeah. I'm a night owl, so I generally
yeah.
sleep
And
too late and then wake up.
Yeah. And
alarms are not good.
I can wake up if like a plane lands at the Brisbane airport and I'm 500 kilometres away from Brisbane airport. Dylan, if the plane landed on top of him,
Yeah.
he'd still like,
That feels nice. Nice massage.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So I went into his bedroom and I basically, Dylan, got to get up. He's like, And like I shook him. His alarm was going off. It'd been going off for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dylan, get up.
People would buy me alarm clocks.
And so I got him up. I said, come on, I'll take you to school. And he's like, And about 5 minutes later, he went, I've actually got a volleyball tournament. And this volleyball tournament was in Gympie, I think. We're near Gympie.
It was a fair way away.
It was an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where we're living. So he was actually meant to be at school at 7:30 to catch the bus to get out to this, volleyball tournament.
Yeah.
And so he'd obviously missed the bus. Like the bus was long gone. So he got ready. We jumped in the car and I drove him, to this volleyball tournament.
You sure you drove or was it flying? I couldn't tell.
It was fairly nice. But it was all below the speed limit.
Yeah.
But I think I got him out there, close to.
Yeah, I think I was only like half an hour.
Yeah,
like,
late.
I was still
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
But, I was I drank 4 Vs and but yeah. So
I couldn't believe he'd done it, to be honest. I was like, fucking hell.
yeah, so I got him there and then I headed home and but it's one of those things that you do as a parent. You like, and the and I remember
It was like a tryout for me. Like even though it's volleyball and I'm quite short, it was something I'm passionate about and don't love sport too. He kind of gets it, but
it was also
it was important.
Yeah, but it was also important for you to be there for the other team members and
They might not think the same, but yeah.
But you know, as a parent, that's what you're doing. Sometimes you make decisions. Sometimes you make a decision. Well, hang on, you're going to learn from this because you're going to miss out, or you're going to learn from it by this is what a parent does.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
It's almost that you couldn't lose, but you definitely won in the end. You know?
I think I made the right choice.
Yeah.
As far as the lessons you're going to learn. Like everyone can miss out on things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that happens, but not often do you get shown that efforts can be made above and beyond what perhaps would be or need to be at times. And I think, you know, I've had those lessons in my life as well, you know, from my dad, you know, from my mum, from other people in my life. And I think sometimes people forget that it's not just discipline that teaches people how to be better. It's yes, discipline is, but it's important too to show that the right decisions at the right times can have the right influence. So if you haven't come up with your 2 songs now, I'm giving
Well, it's not that there's not 2 songs that are good enough. There's so many good
just name
songs.
2 then.
Name 2.
They don't have to be your favourite 2. They just have to be 2 songs.
Well, I would name one, but
What, Happy Birthday?
no. You know what was going to be my funeral song? Is that
The Funerals?
my funeral song was going to be that Diddy song, that the remake of the Diddy song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. But
I'll
then
be
Diddy
one.
got him shit, and so then I was like, oh, not anymore. You know.
Yeah, well, it'll be like topical.
Sounds like one of my sad ones, but you know, there's just too many. Like you said, it's different times, different songs, you know. And I was saying the other day, I wish sometimes I could just get all the songs that have been my favorites into my brain and just find them, but they're just lost. Because sometimes you come across a song you haven't heard for a while, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot this existed. And then I forgot how good it was, and how did I forget this song? Because there's just so many, right?
No, there is. And I know that like my Spotify playlist, it would have probably, I don't know, maybe if there's 150 songs on it, and yeah, I know that's not that impressive. Only 10 or 15 would be songs from my genre. The rest are modern songs. I love, you know, like Lime Cordial, Dope Lemon, like.
It's like a grocery store.
Yeah, it sort of is. But I just, you know, yeah, you know,
Like I could
Double Plum, you know, there's so many talented.
Dope Lemon, Thumb or Plum, and what's the other one?
Lemon, Lime Cordial.
Lime Cordial.
Yeah, I know there's a citrus and fruit flavour to my music.
Like I could name you artists that I like, but songs is so hard, you know. Like and genres. Like I like rap. I'm a bit less all over, you know. I'm a bit less like open, but I'm becoming more so, you know. Like it started with like I'm just rap, you know. I'm hard. You know, I like rap. But then now it's like I like chill rap and this rap, or you know, sometimes I like a bit of pop or you know whatever it is. But yeah, but there's different songs for different moods and different songs to get you out of different moods too.
Yeah, I think
It can be very good soul music.
you know, some of the modern country music now is like, I'm not necessarily, you know, a twang country listener, but I love some of the modern day, you know, country music. You know, like Leo Sayer. He wouldn't even know who he is.
I'm just thinking of food now. Sayo biscuits, lemon.
Okay.
All right.
So, food.
Food.
Mm.
Oh, we're talking about food now.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you haven't mentioned your song, so we'll move on.
Well, I mentioned kind of half of one. Yeah, I might think of one before then, but we'll see.
It's crazy nowadays. Like and some of the people listening to this, hopefully, if anyone listens to it, won't appreciate, the benefits of like Uber Eats. It is just phenomenal that you can sit at home and on your phone you can get restaurant style food. It could be McDonald's if you want, but you can get restaurant style food delivered to your home within half an hour.
Yeah.
Without getting off your couch or your seat or your recliner or whatever.
Groceries,
Having
alcohol,
Yep.
smokes
Or
now,
yeah. Or like that is just it's mind blowing.
milk from Sumo.
I think because we become I wouldn't say more advanced, but there are changes that happen
Yeah.
in your lifetime. If someone had have said to me, even like 20 years ago, that there'll be, probably 20 years, mate, let's go 30 years, okay, when I was 20-ish. If someone had said to me, you'll have a phone, that everybody has a phone on themselves, and that phone will be a calculator, a torch,
Oh yeah.
a map, it will be able to answer your questions. You ask it a question,
Yeah, it's gone next level now.
it'll be able to answer your questions, okay? You'll be able to check your share prices. You'll,
Watch
you can use it as a phone if you
You
want.
said TV already?
Emails, yeah, it's TV,
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah, all of those things. And at the same
A
time,
weapon. No.
yeah, at the same time, you'll still need a screen protector.
Or 7.
And at the same time, you can use this phone and you'll be able to get food delivered wherever you are. You could be in a park
It's fascinating, isn't it?
and you could order food from 5 kilometers away, and a driver will come and give you your food, and you're at this park, which isn't your home.
When you put it like that,
Like
when you put it like that,
mind
it's
blowing. It's mind blowing.
It's the best tool we have,
Oh,
and maybe the worst as well.
Yeah, well,
but it's got
it is like this thing here is the most powerful thing that we all have, access to.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that everyone who's needs to have one basically does, and I'm sure there are people that need to have one and don't. And
Yeah.
I feel I'm sorry for those people. Or probably happy for them, but it's the most powerful device that we have. Whereas if you had to ask someone, 30 years ago, what's the most powerful device that someone's going to have in 30 years time, they wouldn't have said a phone.
Yeah.
They would have thought, maybe a laser gun or,
Yeah.
okay. Something that changes. But that, the phone and it's crazy, and they're fairly affordable compared to what they can do.
Didn't everything come from like microchips and the betterment of microchips and stuff? Yeah. And it's just like once it gets bigger and it gets smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first computer, I think it was, the size of an office block.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now,
Could do half as much as that.
that device there, right, is more powerful,
Yeah.
has more information, can do more, is quicker, but all of those things. And, probably doesn't require the cooling, effect that the...
Yeah. I guess that's the other thing too, hey? They don't really, I mean, unless you sit in the sun, then they're pretty good at not like overheating.
My
But
iPad, my iPad, a few times in its life has told me to basically turn it off because it's overheating. Mind you, my iPad's, I don't know, 12, 14, 15 years old.
Yeah,
Still going. It still works efficiently, does everything I need it to do. But and like you said, that's generally because I've been outside with it. And so it's not only had the heat of itself working, but also the heat from the sun.
it was funny yesterday at work. One of the chefs he was showing me like he has this phone because he's from Scotland, right? And he hasn't got a phone for like here yet, kind of thing. So,
Okay.
so he showed me the screen, and it was like I was going back in time. It was like the plans you could buy, or it was like, oh, this one's $59, and I get like 2 gig. It was like horrible. It was horrible pricing, but that's so he can like talk to his family and stuff back home.
Oh,
Or
okay.
he's like to me, I just use it for like booking taxis when I need to get home, or he calls them Uber taxis, but Uber's for when he gets home. Um, and
But
I
he
was
can
like,
use
wow.
that phone to communicate with his family in Scotland.
Yeah, so yeah, but I think he is like, oh, I spent $25 like 2 days ago when it's gone already. I was like, I'm glad I don't have that problem, and also I don't know, you know. No, but just the screen you showed me, I was like, whoa! It reminded me of when we used to have to buy credit on paper from
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, this is my back in the day, but buy credit
Yeah.
from the bloody servos, and you'd ring the number and and you average $20 for however long it took you to spend it.
Well, see,
I said to him, they're taking the piss a bit, aren't they?
yeah.
Like, could they not just give everyone, you know, like
Yeah.
just have,
We'll let you go.
you
Okay.
guys pay for
Yeah.
roads, you pay for phones, you pay for this, you pay for that. You can have some satellite usage.
Well, I spent a couple of years working on a remote island off Darwin,
Mm.
and it was a remote community, and that's all of the people that live there. That's how they got their credit.
Still,
Yeah.
with the paper.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah. They would buy the phone from the shop.
Oh, like just
Yep, prepaid.
yeah.
And then they would, and so if anyone wonders why sometimes people that live in remote communities have financial hardships,
Mm.
you need to understand that it's not always their choice.
Mm.
It's actually set up like that. Okay, there's
Yeah.
no Telstra shop on the island. There's shops that sell phones. The shop that sells a phone, guess what they want them to do? They want them to buy the credit.
Yeah.
So they sell the phone, and the phone's 2 or 3 times more expensive than you could buy it in Darwin. Then they have to buy their $35, $40, $50 credit.
Yeah.
It lasts for 2 weeks, and then they have to go back and they keep doing it.
Mm.
A litre bottle of Coke is $9.
For 1 litre.
Yeah, a 2 kilo bag of sugar is $12. A 2 litre bottle of cordial is $13, $14.
Yeah.
So before before mainstream Australia has a go that they're not financially savvy, walk in their shoes, see how you would go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a touchy topic, but it's interesting that you mentioned like the way it sounds is they're almost like an older version of our system, but it's still a system.
But they're being
It's
charged
still
5-6 times what they would have been.
it's still a system that they're, would you say, forced, or that they're put in a way, or that's not like natural to them, or
Oh,
it's not like how they want to live, kind of thing.
well, look, it's not that they don't want to live the way that we do.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you live like us. Okay, live like us, and we're going to charge you 5 times as much as it costs for us to live like that.
What percent?
Then see how you go.
What percent of that do you think is because it's remote, and what percent do you think is just completely uncalled for? Or do you think it's all uncalled for, that they should never have to pay that much for, you know what I mean, because of the heritage and-
Oh, Jesus, this is getting bigger than I wanted it to.
It's okay. We can
yeah,
bring it
yeah.
back if you want.
No.
Just a curious question, about the
Yeah.
price and stuff, because sometimes remote, there's less places you can buy things, so prices will be a little bit higher, but $9 for a bottle of Coke is
No. The trouble is, what's happened is the people, businesses have got involved in their communities and they want to make profit.
Okay.
There's no opposition.
Yeah.
There's no, like, if we have an atrocity in our society, we can contact the ACCC, right? Australian Consumer, whatever it stands for, right? If there's price gouging on it, that's not an avenue for them.
Yeah.
So there's businesses in the remote communities, on the remote islands, who are there to basically price gouge.
One thing you said the other day though is how beautiful it is, like the family relationships and the relationships they have the like with the family members opposed to say us or maybe other people in Australia that aren't so
Yeah.
nice
Well,
in communities like that.
I don't want to simplify it, but I will. If one person in their family has something, they will share it with their whole family.
Yeah.
So let's say they have, bag of flour, $20.
That's why you've been sharing to Uber Eats.
Yeah, a packet of smokes, whatever. They will not go off to their home and drink it, make bread, whatever. They will actually go to family and they will share it.
Yeah.
It will, let's keep it simple. A packet of smokes, 20 smokes. The packet of smokes is gone within 5 minutes because there's 20, 30 members, boom, they all want to smoke, boom, done.
And that probably costs like triple, quadruple.
Oh, a 20 pack of smokes on the island was about $70.
20 pack. That's it.
And for those people who don't smoke, a packet of 20 smokes in the city here, if you go to a cheapie shop, it could be $10. But a reasonable price is about $30, $35.
Yeah.
But like I said, everyone wants to smoke, or bong bong, everyone gets bong bong. So they're all gone. And then that person who bought those smokes, the next day will turn up to family house and ask for a bong bong off someone else who hopefully has one. And that's how they live. And that can be money, fuel for a car, whatever. They just...
They're very in the moment, in the now.
They live for the now. And I think that's one of the things that the mainland Australia, I'll call it mainland Australia because I don't want to, class us differently, but don't appreciate that they don't plan, in 3 weeks' time they're gonna, do this.
Yeah.
They live for the moment. They live for the day. They don't think about tomorrow. Their probably greatest thought into the future is funeral.
Okay.
If someone passes,
they
know that's coming. And they celebrate death so well.
Really?
Yeah, it's it's incredible. It's extremely emotional. It's the most emotional ceremony or gathering that I've ever been to. They do it so beautifully.
It's kind of everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
It's family, but when you talk family, you're talking 200-300 people, and and they all turn up, and they all mourn. They all and I think I worked in an aged care facility, and if someone passed away, it was extremely traumatic because you would have all of a sudden you'd have 250 people turn up to the facility. They would be crying and wailing, and once the body left the aged care facility, it would go up to a morgue, and the morgue was it was only about probably 500 meters away, to be honest. but they'd all follow. So
Mhm.
once the body left, everybody would follow the body, and they'd all go up to the morgue, and then it would go into the morgue, and then they'd leave from there. And then sometimes it could be, a week later, sometimes it could be 3 months later, sometimes it could be 6 months later, because they wouldn't bury the body until not necessarily all the family members, but the important family members could attend. So sometimes some of the family members would be, let's say, in Arnhem Land,
Yeah.
and they couldn't get there for a few weeks, things like that. So
Yeah. So, so you're saying that 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, or whatever. What's that? That's how long?
it would take for them to have the funeral.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the body would go to the morgue. Sometimes it would have to be flown into Darwin for maybe a coronary inquest. Or
So after they have the ceremony, that ceremony is the funeral, right? That ceremony is like part of the funeral. After that, they are they then do they continue mourning, or do they just kind of one foot in, like keep moving? You know what I mean?
Well, the funeral and the ceremony, and then the trip to the cemetery and all of that will take all of the day. But the day before the funeral, they'll generally have they'll have the body in a casket
Yeah.
sent home to their home, and they will all have a celebration of life type thing at home, and then the next day we're buried, taken up to the cemetery, and then after that, it sort of it ends as such.
Yeah.
But they're always very mindful and very it's in front of their memory, the death, and then like every year on the year that the anniversary, they will go up to the cemetery. They'll have a totem,
Okay.
a pole, and so it's and what I mean about them celebrating death is when the body goes home for the night before, there will be a a timber, almost, I don't want to say that word. It'll be like a timber structure, and have leaves across the top, and the body will be there. And that timber structure stays there basically until it falls down.
Wow.
So even when you go, like, you'll drive through the community and you'll see all of these structures, and so you know that death is just like it's there. And they'll cover the ground with like sand, and so that sand stays there as well.
That is quite beautiful, isn't it?
It's it's beautiful, and it's also sad too, because we're talking about a beautiful group of people who the mortality rate is such that death is a constant thing. So their family in 10 years could experience 5 deaths. And that's just an ongoing thing. Like when I was on the island, I was there for 2 and a bit years, and there would have been a funeral, if not every second week, every third week. So yeah, that's sort of
that's good. It's
a beautiful people, beautiful culture. I consider them my family, and I'm really fortunate because they consider me their family too, which is lovely.
Yeah, and you're already a very sharing person, but I've noticed you're a bit more sharing now. You know, like
Oh, yeah,
if you get food or whatever, you'll be like, can I have some? And it's like a, yeah.
yeah.
Not that you wouldn't have already done that,
No,
but it's kind of
oh,
it reminds me.
I'm glad, some of that beauty has rubbed off on them because
Mm,
I, I, yeah, I think the one thing we can all be better at is to be less self-centered.
yeah.
Um, and if we choose to do that, then we become better people,
Mm,
better country, better planet.
yeah. We were talking about swearing the other day, and
Swearing.
I heard one time that swearing, although some people might think it's crass, that it's like a sign of intelligence or higher IQ. And I think it's interesting, and I've always kind of like some things you hear and you're like, oh, I kind of like that. And I'm Australian, I swear a bit. I haven't sworn a lot on here, but it's kind of in our culture a bit more. Obviously, there's occasions for swearing, like with your mates or casually or whatever. Or, a couple of shits here or fucks there, but and then when you're in a professional environment, you don't swear. But I feel like in a way it kind of I don't know if it means you've got a high IQ, but it definitely one swear can represent a whole sentence
4 or 5 different words.
and emotion in one. So I think if it's used, I guess you could say sparingly, but if it's used in the right place, I think it's interesting that it can hold so much power. I swear,
I guess an example would be, could you please go away? Or the option is fuck off.
Yeah.
Now, I think the second option, the person that you're saying it to, they're going to actually go, okay. I think the option here is to leave.
Yeah.
Could you please go away?
Mm.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I guess in that case, there's almost zero intelligence on both sides. But just in like a one-on-one conversation.
Well, the other thing is,
Yeah.
some of the funniest people on the planet,
Yeah.
we'll call them comedians if you want to,
Yeah.
they swear prolifically.
Yeah.
They use it
Timing.
aptly. They know that the word works.
There's so much emotion, and there's so many ways that one word can be changed in different ways.
Oh, absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
fuck. Or fuck. There's like so many different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some words that I still don't like to use.
Yeah. Is that one of them?
No.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I drop a few too many C's.
F bombs, yeah. The C one I'm not a big fan.
A lot of people don't like the C's, But
Yeah, I know.
I used to hate it too, but it's just kind of.
I think sometimes the C word is obviously offensive.
It's very strong.
And the only time I'll use it is if I think I'm in the environment where no one will be offended by it.
Yeah.
And generally in like a funny sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a funny.
You're a funny C.
But let's move on from the C word.
Archie started knitting. She made a little teddy bear coaster. It's cute, huh?
Oh, she made a teddy bear coaster.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was like day 2, so I was like, wow, that's good, man.
So, do you put teddy bears on it?
Yeah, only teddy bears.
Oh, okay.
You
I
get teddy bears.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a dust ornament.
You can put
No,
a
she did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not a good mouse pad.
Okay.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
Little hobby.
So, if you want us to talk about different topics, if you have any questions for us, suggestions, money,
Rapid eye movement.
contribute.
Let us know.
Yeah. I think we had a suggestion that we should talk about the AFL Grand Final from this year, but we're not going to because we're voting for Geelong, so we don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, well done, Brisbane.
Good job, Brisbane.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. We live here, so
Yeah.
we won too.
I always I appreciate the effort that it takes to compete and win at any level, and so I have no malice towards a team that wins. At the same time, I'm not a fan of people that rub it in that the team's been defeated. I just think it's
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
it's
Especially if they're the
pretty
team
insignificant.
that's won. So say you win.
And
Is that
then-
not enough?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That's enough said, you know what I mean? But yeah. We're still a bit salty from this year, so it's good. But no,
Anyway.
sport in general.
And what I found quite funny about Geelong is a lot of people consider Geelong, the team that cheats, the team that gives players farms, the team that's always in the finals, and I get as a society we don't like we like the tall poppy syndrome. If someone's good, you want to cut them down, you want to chop them down.
Yeah.
I get that, but
LeBron.
I've barracked, LeBron James. So, I've barracked for Geelong since I can remember,
Yeah.
and I was born in 1970. And the first grand final that we won in my lifetime was 2007.
That's crazy.
So,
I was blessed.
for those
I've
people,
been blessed.
who think that Geelong are cheats and have been, AFL's favourites and they're always up there, I'll give you a Bailey Smith.
Alright guys,
Thank you.
we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Let us know in the comments.
Any suggestions, topics?
Yep.
Yeah, we try and keep it unscripted, but even if you send us suggestions, we won't talk about it beforehand. We will be kept in the dark, or I will, or Jill will.
Yeah.
And because we feel that there's lots of people podcasting, lots of topics, conversations, news events that they talk about. We want to be slightly different in the sense that we want to talk about what you want us to talk about, but also what we feel is important.
It's relevant to you, but it's not like all the hype and everything. It's just like more relatable kind of everyday things.
We won't mention,
experiences.
Osama bin Laden. Okay.
Yeah. Oh well. All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
See you
Stay
guys.
safe.
Look after yourselves.